What's the best opportunity that ruined everything? I got into medical school after getting rejected 3 times, and I was so happy I cried in the campus parking lot. But then the admissions director pulled me aside after orientation and whispered something that made my stomach drop. She said, "Listen, you got this spot because we had to make room, but Madison doesn't know she's been moved to the waitlist yet, so keep quiet." I nodded but felt sick because Madison was my best friend who helped me through organic chemistry and studied with me every night. That evening, Madison called me all excited. "Hey, I heard about your acceptance. Let's celebrate Friday. I'm still waiting to hear back, but I'm sure we'll both be there together." My parents cried over FaceTime. My little brother said he was proud of me for the first time. When Madison got out of lab, I was waiting with her favorite coffee and donuts. She took one look at my face and started jumping up and down. We hugged and cried on the sidewalk like complete idiots. She kept talking about how her acceptance was definitely coming soon. That's when my stomach started feeling weird. Madison had better grades than me, better everything. She was the top student in our pre-med classes. If I got in and she was still waiting, something was wrong. I called the admissions office and asked to talk to Dean Williams. When he got on the phone, he sounded rushed and annoyed. He said my acceptance was final. I asked him about other students with way better applications who hadn't heard back yet. He was quiet for a long time. "Miss Riley, I probably shouldn't tell you this, but a spot opened up yesterday. Another student had to withdraw because of family stuff." My hands started shaking as he explained that medical school was expensive and not everyone could handle paying for it even with loans and scholarships. I knew right away. Madison's dad had been working double shifts at the factory and looked really tired. Her mom had been stressed about bills. I'd heard them arguing about money through their thin apartment walls. 2 days later, I found Madison at the campus coffee shop. She looked like she'd been crying for hours. "My dad's really sick with cancer and the treatment is going to cost everything. I have to drop out of school and get a job." The room started spinning. She hadn't even told him about med school yet. She was going to surprise him after he got better. I wanted to tell her the truth so badly it hurt, that I had taken her spot, that I was living her dream while she was losing everything, but I was too scared. I just sat there and hugged her while she cried. The next morning, I sat in the hospital waiting room while Madison walked back and forth. Her dad's surgery was taking longer than they expected. The doctors kept coming out with updates that made Madison's face go white each time. That's when Madison totally lost it. I keep thinking about how I'll never be a doctor now, how I'll probably end up working at some dead-end job forever. All those years of studying for nothing. She looked at me with tears streaming down her face. "At least you made it. At least one of us gets to live the dream." I felt like I was going to throw up. While she was losing her father and her future, I was taking the spot that should have been hers. Her dad died during surgery. I stood next to Madison at the funeral knowing I was wearing the white coat that should have been hers. She dropped out completely and started working retail to help her mom pay the medical bills. I started med school in the fall. Madison and I haven't talked since the funeral. I tried reaching out, but she never responded. Last month I saw her at the grocery store, wearing a name tag and looking tired. When she saw me, she just nodded and walked away. I realized then that getting into medical school cost me the most important friendship I'd ever had.